What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about just what happens when you hit record. All right, guys, so here it is, well into 2025. Well, that's loud. And yeah, I haven't got a lot of videos out. I got a lot of other things done, but I think the struggle is, as a business owner, trying to find that balance between making content, advertising, the creative side of all of us that is like, hey, I can do video editing. Hey, I can shoot photos. Hey, I can do this for you. We actually landed a job with our local church doing content every month for them. So that kind of like, that's a paying gig. So it's kind of hard to like do stuff that we don't know versus paying gigs. So there's all the decisions and things. And I've been struggling and thinking a lot about the word opportunity, actually for several years, but it's been more apparent now in 2025 coming into it. Like, opportunity sometimes is the same word as distraction. And so I have to set forth, and I recommend that you do the same thing, clear expectations on what your goal is, who you're trying to help, and what mission you're trying to achieve. And then stick within that. And when something comes your way, if it doesn't fit within that, that opportunity becomes a distraction, which then furthers you away from your mission. I said that so clearly because I've been thinking about it a lot. So for one, all the cool things and comments and opportunities that come at me with the embroidery content and everything that's out there, I still want to do that. I've actually turned down some things that I was super passionate about at the time, but if I stepped away and really think about it, I was like, I don't know, is this really the best use of my time? Is it a good time investment? Seek mini counsel, had lots of conversations with other business owners, and like, what's my best yes? What's your best yes as a business owner? Especially in this creative day and age, which when I got into this, I didn't think was gonna be such a easy field. So I went into being an auto mechanic technician because this was actually my passion, and I was afraid that my passion would become a job. Turns out, if you do what you're most passionate about, it's your best contribution to the world. You must do it. Like, you have to do it. It's your best version of you, and you're kind of doing yourself a disservice and those who need the best part of you because you're good at it, and they need you because you're good at it. I feel like I'm good at it. I know I'm good at it. I'm confident in it. Sometimes I don't even think about what I'm doing because I know, and I'm so seasoned and the veteran of screen printing, embroidery, stuff like that. And so I overthink when someone says, oh, what is that tape that you use on your platen? I was like, oh, doesn't everybody know that? But apparently not. And so that gives you kind of a means of creating content around stuff that you probably take for granted every single day. I know that's kind of where I'm at. Well, today I got a job on the press that I figured, what happens if I just hit record and have you hang out, speak my mind, and kind of figure out where I'm at. Yeah, with it being so far in the 2025 already, we've got a lot of progress done on the shop. Got some of the walls up and painted. I still got to insulate the roof, working on the office and all the cool things. So we've been pretty busy with that. So I haven't had time to pick up the camera. But thanks so much for all the kind comments and reaching out to like the Melco team and saying, like, hey, Parsons helped me make a decision. And I do want to build a community there. I don't think there's much of a community in that space yet. And I think if we all kind of collaborate together, I've learned a lot from people who have just got into it. That fresh mindset actually is something that is quite valuable. because just because I've been doing it for a long time doesn't necessarily mean I know everything. And sometimes a fresh set of eyes who's never touched it before learn something that I can learn from. So I think that's valuable. Let's kind of stay in that space. I'm sure each of us set goals and expectations for our new coming year, or New Year's resolutions, or if you will. And I did the same. I thought 2025 was going to be completely different than where it is now. And then right into December, you guys all know Bri decided to say, hey, I'm going to take a job which we 100% support, as a youth pastor at my father-in-law's church, which is awesome. I'm super proud of him, and finally got him out of his comfort zone to do something he was good at. He's great at making videos. He's great at screen printing. He's just not doing it here anymore. But God provided and got Tim here. He's not here today. There's a death in his family. So I was like, I'll come out and print. I haven't printed in a while. It's hard when you own a business that's a screen printing company. And as your business grows, you got to juggle the fact of like, should I be doing even what I started when I started? So I started out as a screen printer, and now I'm doing mostly customer service and meetups and things like that, which is great. But like, there's nothing saying that you can't do what you did do when you started sometimes. I like to have a handful of customers that are like, hey, these are my customers. I'm going to print for them, so I can still get my hands dirty. I've also wrestled with some of the things that was like spending more time creating and less time consuming, and just waiting for that inspirational spot to be like, oh, okay, I'm ready. I think we all wrestle with that. Sit down and binge watch a bunch of shows, and then you realize, wow, I spent a whole day doing this and accomplished nothing. I hate doing that. But then when it comes to editing videos, sometimes it takes a long time to sit down and edit a project. This is a fun one. Water-based print for landscaping guys. Got to keep that back from sweating. They work hard. One thing I ask myself is, who is the biggest influence in my life? Is it positive? Oftentimes that biggest influence is myself. The conversations and voices I have inside my head, the inspirations and ideas that I have as a creative, and I find myself writing them down in a little journal, like, oh, I can make videos out of that, or I can do that, or it's like, is that something I need to hear, somebody else needs to hear? And I feel like our best yes of things that we do are the things that inspire ourselves, and probably the areas in our lives where we need to really focus on. So I feel like that's where the thing that you need to hear is within yourself, and you already know it, if that makes any sense. Oh, sweet. Some of the things I find could be just plain old procrastination. I could be telling myself, oh, I got to do this camera setting. Oh, it's not quite right. And I just make up all these excuses of like things you got to do, and then just to get it right, and then my perfectionism in the shot, and I just don't have it right, and I just give up. I abandon it. I just quit. Working from home and having your own home business is kind of difficult too, because you find yourself walking past dishes and kids' needs and farm duties around the homestead and all that stuff, and you're just like, oh, I'll just take care of that right now. And then you put off the things that you kind of want to do as a creator. Yeah, procrastination. I think another thing to consider is contentment. Am I content where I am at? Not to get confused with being comfortable, but contentment in the sense of like, I have what I need, my needs are met, and I get to help the people that I need to help. I think our ambitiousness as wanting to be the biggest and the best big businesses. I can't talk while I'm thinking while I'm talking. my thinking's going faster than my talking. But our drive to want to be successful, what does that mean? I think that's defined by you. You define your own success. You find where you want to be. You set those goals at the beginning of the year, and some of them are going to fall short, like me for this year. I had completely different ideas of where I was going to be at for 2025. Only 4 months in already, and it's not even close. So I try not to worry, but only at one day at a time. But you're a business owner. You're worrying about everything all the time. So going back to being content, because I was listening to some other podcasts and stuff as they were talking about, like, you know, the hustle, which we hustle, we get things done, but like, what profit margin do you want to be at? Don't grow too fast, I've been told. I dropped the shirt. Helping the people that need you to be you, and just don't spend more than you make. Try to just be where you're at in that season at the moment, and that's okay to go slow, to go fast, because it will happen. Comparison. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to me. I won't compare myself to you. Easier said than done. Because we're all at our own stages of where we need to be at the time that we're there. And I think that's a real struggle too. Creating and growing a YouTube channel. It's a lot of work. It's a full-time job just to post content, edit videos, have a team to do that, figure out the expense, have the affiliate links, tag all the stuff, all the gear you're using and all the affiliate link contracts that you made, and posting all their stuff. And then at the end of the day, you're like, is it really helping me out, or is it helping them out? Are we making a good team collaboration and things like that? I don't know. I guess I should do a better job of looking at the numbers. But right now, I'm just trying to get the jobs done. I think one thing that can easily happen with YouTube and having your own YouTube channel is, as people start to ask you questions about some of the things you've created, maybe it's not something you wanted to create or share, but you did it because you thought it was cool, and then all of a sudden it kind of gained momentum. So you're like, oh, I'll step into that area of interest. And then you start making a lot of videos about that particular thing, and then you start getting recognized, and maybe it wasn't something you meant to do at the time, like post a video about how I make the best tacos ever, and you're a screen printer. So just trying to keep it relevant to the field that you started your channel in. And once you start getting questions and content, I think it can be easily lost in the shuffle where you start making content for that thing. And then years later, you look back, you're just like, I wasn't even passionate about making that thing. Well, how did I get here? And it's that one video. And you're like, oh, I got recognized. I brought value. I found value. There was many likes. It went viral, whatever. And you get kind of in that space, and you get lost in the shuffle a little bit of, what do I do? What contribution to the world do I make? What kind of content that inspires me that I can share with the world? I think that's what we all should be doing a little bit better. And I know there's a lot of YouTubers that do that. That's kind of the space that I want to be in. It's like not just solely embroidery, but what kind of like business information have I learned? A lot of the times from my customers. I just kind of got my hands dirty. I didn't have all the information at the time, and I just jumped in and I knew what I knew, and then I learned as I was doing it. So let me back up my story and journey a little bit about screen printing. I went to college, got a scholarship for graphics art and design to become a logo designer, and I wanted to do advertising and all that stuff. But here I am, a small town country boy. I really don't like the city, not the city boy at all. And so I had these job opportunities and design stuff where I would be having to move to big cities, and that's where the work was at. And I couldn't do it, and I was like, there's gotta be another way. So when I got that scholarship for college, I finished all the stuff for graphics art and design, for fine arts and things like that I was good at, and some things I wanted to learn, some classes I had to take because that was just part of the curriculum, which I actually learned and got a lot of value from. Once I got done with those classes, walk with me, I gotta get some sweatshirts. Once I got done with the classes from the college, my scholarship told me that I needed to take one more bit of time to figure out my prereqs or something like that. That was a loud sound. So anyways, I had to take another class. That work? Are you guys in the right spot? And so I went to the counselor's office. I'm probably really big right now. Okay, so in college I had to take another class. I feel like you guys are crooked. See, here's one of those moments where it's like, oh, I gotta perfect the shot, I gotta get it right, and now I'm procrastinating. I can't even tell. I got it on a box right now. That's probably good, right? All right, back to what I was talking about. So I took a college class, screen printing. I'm gonna be completely honest. I had no idea what it was. So I showed up and I pretended like I knew what I was doing. I knew how to design logos. I was confident in drawing. So that's what kind of got me in there. And so I just sat there quietly, listened, and I learned a lot. So weird. And I fell in love with this process, and we were printing posters and all that stuff. One of the guys in the back of the class was like talking about a t-shirt business and all that stuff. And I seriously never thought, oh wait, you can print screen printing on clothing. Sweet. So, like most of us, I was in a band at the time and we needed merch, so I designed a logo, found a local print shop, and started doing merch. Well, they let me hang out there and print it myself because I had experience. I ended up getting a job there, and my whole life changed. I started just getting rid of the grocery store business that I was working at as an employee, and I was like, I want to do this full time. And for 5 years, I went and worked for another print shop and tried to buy it at the end. It didn't work out. It's okay. God had other plans for me. So for 2 years, I went and worked construction to save up enough money to buy a Riley Hopkins 6.4 joystick registration press. And I had customers that couldn't wait for me to get it because in the construction field, I was telling them what I was doing while I was working another job. And I'm like, I'm gonna do this and I wanna print your merch. And so as soon as I got my stuff, they called and placed all their orders. Some of them even put money down before I even started, which was super cool. And it gave me the confidence to just keep stepping into that space. So I started making shirts for all the contractors and construction fields and small business owners. And then I started getting like painters and roofers and all of these guys that are out just in the trades work, just needing merch for their businesses. And I learned so much from them on like how they did QuickBooks and how they paid their employees. Oh, that looks really good. And I just learned from getting in and doing. And I haven't stopped since. I fell in love with the work, the process, the job, the system, everything. And I don't do it perfectly. I just run things through my QuickBooks program, figure out what it's gonna cost me, figure out what I need to make, and then do the job and try to help people. That's my reason, my why. Just try to help people. So now I'm in this season of just hit record. What's gonna happen? What could I lose? What could I gain? I don't know, it seems like every time I do and I get better at it and I grow, even though I don't know what I'm doing sometimes, I figure it out as I go, and I just get better every single time. I just take the step and push record or print a shirt or try something new and show up even if I don't exactly have all the information. So maybe that's what was supposed to happen today. No agenda, no schedule, no script. Just pick up the camera and hit record. What can I create? I don't know. Just gonna let it happen. I'm just gonna show up. I'm just gonna give it my best and just roll with it. So what today can you just hit record and just do? Just start. Just try something. Even if you're not good at it, maybe you get good at it. Maybe you're passionate about it, and that passion is gonna drive you for purpose and mission, and you're gonna grow and you're gonna get really good at something you had no idea you were capable of. I've actually gotten lots of requests on, hey, can you edit videos and make me a video and team up with me on this project? I think one thing I wish I had more time for was to be able to go hang out with guys like this who are out killing it, doing really cool things, and have trusted me to design their logo and brands, and just be able to collaborate and team up with them more than I'm able to. If you see some of the stuff on the earlier part of the Parsons Designs channel, we started the thing called Behind the Design. And it was just me passionate about like sharing the journey of my process and working with people who are out there in the trades, in the trenches, getting dirty, doing hard work, not having all the answers, and they're just killing it. Those are my kind of people. So today, try something new. Try something you're passionate about and give it a shot. I don't think you have too much to lose. I hope you don't. But give it a go. And I'll see you in the next episode. I'll try to get more stuff out. But have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching.